How to build a heritage brand that thrives. The Australian way. Most brands don't fail because of their logo or their colour palette. They stumble when they forget the one thing their customers are really buying, the feeling that connects them to the brand's story. That emotional contract, which is built on trust, consistency, and shared values, is literally everything. Fortunately, there are brands that show how to protect and grow that connection across generations. Take the case of Adina Watches, a remarkable Australian second-generation watch manufacturer. In an era where globalization and mass production often overshadow craftsmanship, this family-run business has doubled down on its roots. Australian design, honest engineering, and timepieces built for real lives, not passing trends. Heritage isn't a weight, it's the wind beneath your wings. Since the founder first began hand-assembling his Adina watches in a small workshop decades ago, the Adina brand's emotional default has been clear. Authentic Australian craftsmanship with understated confidence. Every model, from the early automatic classics to the new contemporary releases, carries that same emotional signature. People don't just buy a watch from Adina. They buy a story of endurance, ingenuity, and pride. The feeling of owning something that represents Australian resilience and precision. That emotional default has never been lost, only refined. Where some heritage brands have tried to reinvent themselves overnight, flattening their personality to chase tech trends or global minimalism. Adina took a different path. It evolved thoughtfully, not reactively. The latest Adina Amphibian Automatic GMT collection, for example, introduces new materials and advanced flatline Sellita movements. Yet the design language remains distinctly Australian. Strong, functional lines, honest textures, a sense of connection to place. The watches look forward, but they feel familiar. Think of it as the next chapter in a story you've always loved reading. You don't modernize heritage, you build upon it. That's the difference between change and continuity. The team at Adina understood that heritage isn't something to be escaped. It's a platform to launch from. Their new automatic GMT models aren't about breaking away. They are about carrying the same promise into a new era. Their customers can sense it immediately. The quality, the balance, the quiet confidence that says Adina knows who it is. Internally, too, the company's strength comes from alignment. The second-generation leadership hasn't outsourced its soul. The Adina design team, craftspeople, and brand storytellers all work together in Australia, united by a shared belief in doing things properly. Every update, every campaign, every Adina watch release is anchored in that emotional continuity. Evolution without erasure. That's the real art of a living brand. Of course, the Adina brand isn't standing still. It is embracing modern technology, precision manufacturing, sustainable materials, and digital storytelling, but always in service of the same values: reliability, beauty, and authenticity. Even its collaborations and limited editions highlight Australian stories and craftsmanship. It is proof that a heritage brand like Adina doesn't need to shout louder to stay relevant. It just needs to speak clearly, with integrity. While others are chasing the next design fad, this watchmaker is quietly building something far more enduring: trust. Relevance built on continuity is the strongest form of innovation. The lesson for every heritage brand is simple. Protect your emotional default, the feeling people buy from you. Evolve your products, not your soul. Bring your team with you before bringing the world along. Let your heritage lift you higher, not hold you back. Because in a marketplace full of noise, authenticity stands out more than ever. As an Australian watch manufacturer here at Adina, we prove that heritage, when honoured and evolved with care, doesn't just survive, it thrives.